Hello everyone. Today is 10th of June and I'm making this video. In fact, I'm back with a video which I feel is the most required in this 3D physical world, which people are most confused about. People are more, they're not aware of like these particular things. So in my last video, I have discussed about spiritual awakening, what spiritual awakening is, how the stages are there. I'll be making a couple of more videos to understand or to have a deep understanding on spirituality and or spiritual awakening. So today I'm going to discuss a very interesting topic. In fact, it sounds very interesting to me because it happened to me. I have always been confused. What is intuition and what is thinking? So usually every one of us, every one of us, we get always confused that how to understand what is coming from our heart, what is our intuition, what our soul and heart is saying, or is it our thought, it is just mind. So we always confuse like how to differentiate between what is coming from the mind and random thoughts and what is real intuition that our heart and soul is asking to follow. So now I'll give you a few pointers on how to understand that any thought or any intuition coming to your mind or to your soul or to your heart, how to differentiate, is it a real intuition or is it just your thought making you wander here and there. So be it any situation, we usually have this confusion. So especially for me, I used to be, not now, but I used to be very confused that is it my intuition saying me to do this or is it my mind saying me to do this, which I'm not supposed to do. So I have always been confused with this. And initially when you start this process, you are always confused with this thing, intuition versus thinking or thoughts. And it helps you to grow. It helps you to be more aware of your inner self, and it helps you to be more into self-love. It helps you through your spiritual awakening. So let me start what exactly intuition is, first of all. So just to define in a simple term what exactly the intuition is just give me a minute, let me check my camera here. So what exactly the intuition is? So intuition is basically the ability to understand something instinctively without the need for conscious reasoning. So what do you mean by that? That means intuition is something, it's an ability to understand a situation where we don't give any reasoning, we just know it. So basically intuition is simply defined as we just know it, like somehow or the other we are aware of this situation. We have no reason for that, we have no logical reasoning for that. So intuition is a kind of an inner knowing that goes beyond the conscious reasoning. So we usually have reasons for everything, but for our intuition to work on, we don't have any reasons. It just comes to our senses ki, yeah, like this is what I'm feeling, like some knowing kind of a thing. So that's the easiest way to explain intuition. Now according to science, or if we talk about scientific researches and scientific angle of this situation, intuition is a mind phenomenon. So they say that intuition starts from mind, right? But in spiritual terms, we say intuition starts from heart. It is a soul language. But scientifically, if you talk, intuition is something which starts from mind. It's a mind phenomena. Mind creates intuition. No. As per spirituality, as per spiritual gurus, as per spiritual people, intuition starts from heart. It is the language of your soul. So basically, just to give you info, our body has 40 trillion cells, right? So we have a kind of aura or a kind of energy field surrounding us always. So basically, for an average person, for an average human being, this energy field is a few feet, which you call as aura of a person. We usually call, okay, his aura is very strong, her aura is very strong, it's very beautiful. So basically when we talk about aura, it's an energy field. So energy field is usually few diameters of the body. For an average person is few feet, and for a spiritual guru or for someone who is into spirituality, it's a few diameters of body they find it. So basically we have multi layers of energy fields, right? And basically this energy field helps us to feel the external environment, right? So it helps us to give and take information from the outside world. So basically what I'm trying to say is, we have 40 trillion cells in our body. It's huge amount of cells. Then we have an energy field also, which is multi-layered energy field. So it goes like this. So that we call it aura also. And then this energy field gives and takes information from outside. Suppose I'll give you an example. You'll come to know about a temperature. If you're going to a cold place where snowfall is happening, so you'll feel cold, right? And if you're going to a hot place like desert or something, you'll feel hot. So basically our body, our energy field is reacting to that particular temperature. So this is that our energy field is reacting in current space-time reality. So it always communicates in time-space reality, right? But people don't know that energy field, aura, also reacts to in a quantum nature. It also reacts in outside time-space reality also. Basically, we are a multi-layered energy being along with a physical body. So we start collecting information, we start giving information layer to layer. And what happens, I'll explain you how it works, just to make it more easier to understand. So we are multi-layered energy beings. We are apart from a physical body. So we have a physical body. Apart from that, we have an energy field which surrounds us, multi-layered energy fields, right? Then when anything happens around us, so the energy field starts collecting the information. Then what happens, this information goes from layer to layer to layer to layer, and it reaches to our main command center basically. And what is our command center? That's your heart, that's not your mind. So here is the difference. People think that command center of your body is mind. No. As per spirituality, your command center is your heart. So whatever your energy field is absorbing from outside world, they are sending it through layers into your body to the command center, which is your heart. Because your heart is the center of the whole being. I have told this in my earlier video also. And again, people think that mind is a reasoning organ. Only mind can reason some things. If something is happening around you, your mind is reasoning everything. No. Heart is also a reasoning organ. I know everybody might be surprised what I'm saying, but heart is also a reasoning organ. Heart thinks for itself. In fact, as per the scientific research, our heart has about 40,000 sensory neurites, which you call as mini brain. So I have gained this information from online videos. This is not the info which I got from my end. I just collected all this information from different videos which I have seen, and I have just collected all this information just to make a single video of my own and putting my own examples into it so that I can help people to understand how it works. So if anybody has any misunderstanding that heart cannot think, heart can only feel. No, heart can think also. It's called as mini brain of your body. Of course, reasoning is done by mind, but reasoning power also, heart also has the reasoning power. Now again, so to the surprise, heart has also the capacity to process any information which it receives, reason it, and turns it into a compressed form, just like a zip file we do in our computers, right? So it zips the file up, zips the information up and send it to your brain. And then your brain unzips it and thoughts are added to it, and then you take an action to it. So this is, I'm talking about in context of those who are spiritually awakened, who are slowly spiritually growing. Majorly people are not aware of this concept. I think even I, before watching these videos, before getting into spiritual awakening, I was not aware. I always thought that heart is to feel. And I know the heart shape, and that's what I knew, the heart shape. Okay, this is the heart shape. On Valentine's Day, it works. That's how I always took a heart. Very easy-going kind of a definition. But I was surprised to me, and it's very surprising to hear that heart really thinks for itself. And I felt that when I came to know, and I went to, I'm going through my spiritual awakening. I have been applying all these things in my life. Every single every single drop of knowledge which I'm getting, I'm using it in my 3D and physical life, and it's beautiful, trust me. So, coming back to the topic, your heart is the center of the whole being. It has the power of reasoning. It has its own neurites which helps you to think, to reason anything, and it's called as mini brain. It has the capacity to process information. It has the capacity to reason any information that it gets from outside. It zips the file up just like a computer, and it sends it to the mind. Then mind open or unzips the file, and then the mind put thoughts into it, and then it turns into an action. So heart receives and processes information faster than the brain does. That's also one of the point. So heart always receives and processes information more faster than it reaches your brain. So always, if you come across any situation I'm talking about, always it's your heart which processes it first, and then it goes to your brain. I know we are not aware of all these processes which happens inside us, but this is how it works. So intuition is not mental or mind phenomenon. It's a heart phenomenon. It's a heart phenomena, right? So always be conscious that if anything is happening around you, right, it has to be processed through your heart and goes to your mind. Now I'll tell you how it works, how to process this thing which I'm telling. First of all, it was very important for me to explain you guys that heart is not only because we see what we feel is not always true, correct? No, but our heart has the capacity to reason also. It's not only feeling, it reasonizes things also. So don't underestimate your heart, because your heart is the window to your soul, and heart is the center of the body, and it is the language of the soul, I must say. So if you learn how to listen to your heart, you will never ever take a wrong action in your life or wrong decision in your life. Now, coming to the main topic that we have to discuss is thoughts versus intuition. So we need to understand what are the characteristics, how to understand what is thought and what is intuition. I know 3D world, physical world, human beings, we all are so busy in our lives. If you ask me also, I'm pretty busy in my own life. I have a lot of work to do. I have to take care of my kid. I have to take care of my family. I have to do multiple things. I have hundreds of obstacles in my way. I have been facing daily a lot of things on a daily basis, good or bad. Okay, and I am a TikToker, and everything I'm doing, self-love, everything. But still, we have to take out some time to work on ourselves always. That's what I suggest in each video. That will give you a spiritual growth, a emotional growth, a maturity, a sensibility to live a more beautiful life. Now, coming back to the characteristics of thought versus intuition. Now we understood that intuition is heart-based, and our heart is the center of the body. It has the power of reasoning, so it's not always mind. It's always heart that captures a situation very fast first, and then it sends to the mind for the action or the thoughts. So intuition, first characteristic that we can differentiate between thoughts and intuition is intuition is emotionally neutral. Now, how to explain this? Intuition is emotionally neutral. So we usually say, I'll give you an example. I used to say this: if it feels good, do it. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Right? So now, how we elaborate this statement? These are our thoughts, not our intuition. So people say, or I say, I include myself, I used to say that if you feel something is good, something is right, do it. If you feel something is wrong, don't do it. So you're putting it on your intuition, your feeling, your heart. but actually it's not your feeling, it's your thought. And it can be sometimes right, it can be sometimes wrong, because it's your thought, and on the basis of your thought you're taking an action. It's not an intuition. So how to differentiate now? Suppose I'll give you an example. I'll give you a normal example, normal daily life example. I've seen it in a movie recently. So if you're walking down a street, right, and someone snatches your purse, it's very traumatic experience. You got scared, you got everything was there, all your cards, all your credit cards, your debit cards, your ID proofs, everything, money, you lost everything, and you have no hopes of getting it back. Now suppose after a couple of years, or say couple of months, you went to the same street back and you're walking the same way. What will happen? You will feel someone is following you. Then you look back, you don't find anyone. Then again you walk a bit of a distance. Then you look back, you don't find anyone. Then suddenly you feel someone is following you. Then you get those experiences which you had earlier. Someone snatched your purse, they took everything, you lost everything, you lost a lot of amount of money. And then suddenly you turn back and wish to take an action, and then you see suddenly at the back of you there is some old lady or woman walking. So there is nothing to worry about, there is nothing to fear about. So what do you say? It's an intuition or it's a thought? It's not an intuition. It's not a gut feeling. It's a fear-based thought. So mind is playing tricks on you because you had a bad experience on the same street earlier in the same way. So fear is a kind of an emotion which is creating these thoughts, negative thoughts, and asking you to take an action. So what I'm trying to say is intuition is never emotion based. So if you are feeling something out of fear, feeling something out of love, feeling something out of anger, feeling something with any emotion, that is not your gut feeling. That is an emotion based feeling which is coming from a thought of your mind and asking you to take an action. So I hope I'm clear on this. That because the lady had a fear earlier of being robbed and snatched her purse and she lost everything, she was not ready to accept that this is not going to happen again, and she kept on walking and she kept on walking and she was scared. And when she realizes that there is someone behind, she started walking faster, maybe she was fearful that this is going to happen again to her, and that was her mind playing her tricks. It's not her gut feeling. Because intuition, what we call as gut feeling also in a normal physical world, never works on emotional or emotions. What do you call it as? Like fear, like anything like that. Fear, love, anger. So this is one example. I'll give you another example. Suppose a normal love scenario. You went to date a guy, right? And initially everything is like a dream world, a bubble world, right? And you went out and you felt very happy. You thought, oh my God, my intuition is telling, my gut feeling is telling, he's the one. He's the one who will pamper me whole my life. He's the one who will take care of me. He's the one who is going to be forever with me, right? Anything like that. This is what you think your intuition is saying. After some dates, he started treating you poor. Now what happened to your intuition? Now you start feeling my intuition was wrong. My intuition was not right. My gut feeling, I will never follow my gut feeling. Why? Because it was wrong. It was wrong because it was not your intuition. It was wrong because it was your thought. Intuition is never emotion based. And this was your thought because you were happy. Happiness is an emotion. Anger is an emotion. Fear is an emotion. You were happy, you were loved, you were feeling love, you were feeling fulfilled. And because of feeling that emotion at that particular moment of time, you felt your intuition is telling you that he is the one. But that's not your intuition. That's your thought, because it's based on your emotion that you're feeling at that particular point of time, be it fear, be it anger, be it love. So the major point of differentiation here is, I'm not saying that emotions are not a part of intuition. Understand the difference. Emotions are part of intuition. Please understand this carefully. Emotions always enter into intuition after the intuition, not before the intuition. Are you getting my point? So if it's an intuition, first your intuition will happen. First you will hear something from inside, and then that emotion arises. Then the emotional thing comes. Then you have a thought, and then you will take an action. But in case of thoughts, it's always first the emotion comes in. Happiness, fear, anger, love, and then you say it's an intuition. I'm feeling happy, this is my intuition, he's the guy. I'm feeling fearful, this is my intuition that I'm going to be robbed again. So this is not your intuition. Be very mindful of this difference, a very, very thin line about it. That intuition never comes after emotions. It always comes before emotions. First intuition happens. First you have intuiting feeling about something. Then you start entering into your emotional space. Then you start entering into your head, and then you take action about it. So first heart ping is your intuition, because it is non-emotional based. It's emotionally neutral. So anything which pings your heart first, that's the intuition. It's not based on happiness. It's not based on fear. It's not based on love. It's not based on anything. It's just random ping in it is your intuition. That's the basic language I can use. That random heart ping, which I feel always. A heart pings you. Ping, like, okay, I just felt something. But it's not based on my happiness. It's not based on any emotion of mine. Later on, it might be a possibility that I will start involving. Suppose, I'll give you an example of this also. How it works. Let me think of a good example. Just give me a minute. Okay, suppose I give you my own example. Suppose you receive a random heart ping or intuition, which I usually receive, for something which is a very big change in your life. Be it a big career change, be it a big relationship change, be it a house relocation, be it a location change. This is the intuition you got. Suddenly, a heart ping that something big is changing in my life. A normal intuition. Now, this is not emotion based, this is not happiness based, this is not fear based, this is something is going to change. Now, I start feeling scared. I start feeling anxious. I start feeling like, oh my God, what's going to happen? So my ego starts entering into this. My mind space. Ego, I always called it as mind space. So, because ego doesn't like change. Mind doesn't like change. Right? And as your intuition, which is generated from your heart and your soul, sends this message to mind, your mind turns it into fear. A very simple processing. Again, I'll repeat. Suppose you wake up today. Just a minute. Sorry, guys. So, we were just discussing about first heart thing that happens. It's called as intuition. That's what I believe in. So basically, when you receive an intuition, I was giving an example, which usually happens in a normal daily lives, that sometimes we feel that something big is going to happen, as I said, and because we just, suppose we woke up, that's what the example I was giving, that suppose we woke up in the morning and we just felt that something is going to change, something big is going to happen, but suddenly our ego, our mind self, our ego self starts entering into the intuition, and we start thinking. Then emotions comes into the picture. So this is intuition. Why this is intuition? Because the heart ping happens first, intuitions happen first, and then we start thinking, then emotions came in, that is fear, that is anxiety, all these emotions starts coming in after intuition. And then our ego starts working, our mind cells start working, and then this heart sends intuition to the mind, and the mind turns into fear, involving emotions. Then once the emotions are involved, we start thinking. Once we start thinking, we move into fear, right? We start feeling anxiety, like what's going to happen, why it's going to happen, how we are going to manage that, right? So this is one of the characteristics. So emotionally, you have to analyze, like, intuition is always emotionally neutral, and it always comes after the intuition, not before the intuition. So if something is happening, first emotion is happening, happiness, anger, anxiety, fear, and then you're thinking something, that means it's a thought, it's not intuition. But intuition is just basically a heart ping, and then after that the emotion comes into picture, thinking comes into picture, and actions comes into picture. Now the second point comes where we can differentiate between thoughts and intuition is guidance. Now guidance, how it works, in case of intuition the guidance is non-verbal, in case of thoughts it's verbal. So this is one of also the main characteristics to differentiate between intuition and thoughts, right? So suppose some initial spark happens which is non-verbal inside us, and the heart zipped up the file, intuition sends it from heart to mind, turns it into thoughts, then action, and language comes in once it reaches the brain. So what I'm trying to say is that intuition is non-verbal. Once this intuition happens in our heart sends it to mind turns into thoughts, and then thoughts turn into action, and then this action is a kind of a verbal reaction to the intuition. So this is a major characteristic, that whenever you feel a spark inside your heart and you feel that yes, this is something which is non-verbal and you can't explain it in words, you can't explain that feeling in words, that goes into, and that is not emotion based. Please make it very clear, it should be emotionally neutral. It's just a kind of a first spark that happens without any emotions, without any feelings, and you just send it to your brain, and then your brain starts involving emotions to it, whatever emotions needs to be attached, like love, fear, whatever, and then action, they turn into action and becomes verbal. Sometimes what happens, ego or mind self, people who are not spiritually awakened or people who are not spiritually so well off, they feel that their ego mimics the intuition. What do you mean by ego mimics the intuition? Sometimes ego tries to behave like an intuition, but it's totally impossible. Why? Because ego self, mind self, uses language, thought, and plan, and then it works. I'll explain you how it works. Okay. So basically, when something is coming from your ego self or mind self, that's not your intuition. And how you will analyze it, I'll try to explain it as simple as possible. So what happens when something is coming out of your ego and mind self, you always have a thought, an action plan, and a destination where to reach. So basically, when your ego is mimicking or trying to pretend, or sometimes your ego is working, your mind is working, and you feel it's your intuition. So how to differentiate is, if you have everything planned up, action plan is there. Okay, I'll give you an example. Just give me a moment. Okay, let's take a normal example. My ego self today said that maybe I need to go somewhere, or just normal example. I felt that I need to go somewhere and I'm confused. Is my intuition, or is it like my ego self which is generating all these thoughts? Or maybe I thought this is not the correct one. Maybe I thought that if I go somewhere, I will have some issues, have some sort of fight, or have some sort of issues there, any sort of issues. This is my thinking, my feeling, right? Suppose I have a plan to go to a party today and I felt that there are a lot of people there, out of which some of my friends, some are not my friends, right? So I felt that whether I should go to the party or not, because I am feeling that something is going to happen there. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not good. It's bad because some people who I know are not in my favor, not my friends, and I don't know them or something like that. Just an example. So now I'm confused. It's my intuition. This feeling is my intuition or it's my ego self. So I'll tell you how to differentiate between these kind of situations. If you're planning to go to a party and you know that you have some people out there who don't like you and you feel that something bad is going to happen in that party, and how you will analyze this feeling is an intuition or it's a ego self. If you have a proper plan in your mind that, okay, I'll go to the party, I will have some food, I'll had some drinks, I will just try to have a quick chat with a couple of my friends and then I will leave. And I will try to avoid any kind of bad situation or any kind of negative thoughts or any kind of negative conversations. So this is the action plan I have. So this is not your intuition. This is your thoughts, which is creating all this scene in your mind. And you have action plan. Now what is the intuition? How to differentiate? How, if in this scenario we talk about intuition, this is thought self. Now, intuition happens. I have a feeling that I will have something bad at that party, right? But I don't know what bad is going to happen. I don't have any action plans. I don't have any thoughts about it. It's still like I'm feeling something is going to happen, but I'm unable to analyze or see what's going to happen. And I'm confused about it. I'm unable to see. And I'm just taking little steps in towards the intuition. That means if my intuition is saying, okay, today at party something is going to happen, so I took a little step towards it. And I thought, okay, let me give some time, let me give a thought to it and see how the day passes by and how I feel. And then I will react to it. So this is the way to handle the intuition, and this is basically an intuition. So when your emotions of fear, anger, love, any issues, any emotions are entering before, that's what I told you, to analyze. So it's good to analyze initially only that it's your ego self speaking or it's your intuition. So if your intuition is mimicked by ego, then you always have an action plan. That is your thought. If you have any action plan against any of your feeling, that means it's a thought. It's not your intuition telling you to do this, because intuition works in a very different way. I'll tell you. Thoughts churning in your mind. This will happen, that will happen, this will happen, that will happen. This is not intuition, first of all. So thoughts churning is not an intuition. So be very clear on this. Now, there is one more sign which happens when intuition happens. If you are a spiritual person, and if not also, you can analyze it's intuition or not based on your heartbeat, because your heartbeat always changes when some intuition is received. And this is proven scientifically also. Scientifically, they have proven that heart starts fluttering. When you get more connected to your heartbeat, the more you will be connecting to your intuition. That's how it works. I have told in my previous readings that if you want to connect to your heartbeat, to your soul, to your heart, and you have issues in doing that, just try to place your hands on the heart. I do that always. Try to place your hands on the heart and listen to your heartbeat. Try to listen to your heartbeat in a calm environment. Try to listen to it. Try to listen to your intuition. This is the best way to hear it. So if you're confused about something which is very major in your life and you feel it's my thinking, it's my thought, or it's my intuition, your heartbeat always says it correct. So your heartbeat always changes when you get some intuition. Just if you give a little attention to this, which we usually don't pay attention to. So always understand more from your heart side. Always connect to your heart. The more you're connected to your heart, the more you're connected to your soul, the more you're connected to your heartbeat, the more you're intuitive. It's a slow process. I know it's a very, very slow process. It will not happen overnight. I have told multiple times in my video that it's not going to happen overnight. It's a learning process. It's a slow process. It took years for me to understand this. But I'm still working on it. I'm still confused sometimes. So it will take time for you to be a perfectionist in this. Then you will come to know quick that this is my intuition. No, these are my thoughts. I have to clear it off. So this will take time, but this will happen if you work on yourself, if you concentrate on your heart, if you work from your heart, if you feel your heart. Again, intuition has no mental explanation. This is the fourth point, fourth characteristic that I'm talking about. Third one was that you have to concentrate on your heartbeat. Your heartbeat changes when you receive the intuition. Intuition has no mental explanation. Simple. Sometimes you might have heard people saying, I can't explain it. So spiritually, anything is happening to you that you can't explain, and it's not visible. So it's very difficult for you to explain it to the people in the physical world or 3D world. So anything which is spiritual is very difficult to explain. Same like, I'm not saying that you follow some specific god or not. If you follow, fine. If you don't follow, also fine. It's completely up to your spirituality and your thinking and your feeling. But for me, just like God presence, you cannot see, right? You cannot, there is no visible proof of anything, but you just trust that someone is there. You just trust, you pray, you intuitively feel the presence of God, right? So there is no mental explanation. There are a lot of people who say there is no God. I agree, I respect their views. And some people say no, divine power is the supreme power. I respect their views also. So the point of giving an example of a God is that people who know that divine power is there, they cannot see it, but they feel it. So similarly, intuition is something which you can feel. You can't explain it in words. So sometimes we feel, for me, I'll give you an example. For me, sometimes my intuition I always use, and my intuition says to do something, just do it. You don't know what's the consequence. You don't know where you are going. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen after doing this. Still you're doing it. Okay, just to add on my personal experience, adding on a classic example, which I felt personally just recently. One night I slept, I woke up, and I decided to register my own company. This is a classic example I'm telling you. I have no clue where it came from. I have no clue what I'm going to do in that company. I have no clue that where it's going to go. I have no clue why I'm feeling like this. I have no clue why I want to be an entrepreneur suddenly. I am in a good job. I'm enjoying my life. I want to help people out. I don't know suddenly why I felt like that I need to open a company. I need to register my company. And I picked up the phone. I took help of my parents. I asked them to register. And I just spend the whole day in thinking, what should I do for that company or in that company? What sort of things I'm planning to do? But I don't know. I was not clear at all. Till today, if you ask me, right, I have no action plan. Yes, I know my company name is Soul Therapy. I know that I gave this name to the company. I know I want to help people out. I know there is a lot of darkness in this world, and I want to spread some light, if I could, through my words, through my communication. Because what I have learned spiritually is that people who communicate well should use their communication in helping the world. Don't waste your communication skills. If you are a good communicator, if people listen to you, if you know how to express your feelings, if you know how to express your emotions, if you know how to express everything in words and you're good at words, please spread some light in the world with your good thoughts. So I'm using my skills, my communication skills, to spread some light in this world, and I truly believe that this is because of spiritual awakening. I never thought of my communication skills this way. Never, ever in my life. So I'm using my skills. I'm very happy that if I could help anyone out there, even a single person, I would be the happiest one. So taking my example, I registered my company. If you ask me today, it's registered. Actually, I was going to make an announcing video, I wanted to announce that I am now successfully registered owner of a sole proprietorship company called Soul Therapy. But if you ask me today how I'm going to do it, how I'm going to do things, what I'm planning to do, I have no plans. I truly tell you, if you ask me, I have no plans. I'm waiting for my intuition to give me a next sign to move. And every single day, I'm getting some idea to move towards it. So this is intuition, guys. And saying this, I'm being so emotional. This is my dream come true, and I never, in my whole life, I never thought that I would have such a dream in my life, that I will help people out, or I have a dream to help people out. This just suddenly happened in my life, and I don't know how. And today I have that company registered. Every day I get an intuition to move towards a single step. Every day I feel, okay, I will add on this thing to my website. I will add this thing to my website. I will do this thing. I will collaborate with this kind of people. I will help this kind of people. So this is all I'm getting on a daily downloads. Daily, I will make a video on that. I'll make a definite video on that. How you will get through your spiritual awakening. Daily downloads. That is a daily intuitive feeling. How to listen to your intuitive feeling. So I'm every day walking small step, taking small steps towards the destination which I don't know. I don't know soul therapy is going to take me where. I don't know my destination, but I know I have a soul path. I know I have a soul destination. I know I have a soul blueprint to work on. And that's why I opened this company. But I'm not in a hurry to know where I'm going to go with this. I'm taking small steps toward it. And I truly believe that my dream of this company being helping multiple people or millions of people out in the world will come true soon or someday. So I'm doing this just intuitively. So coming back to, I'm getting so emotional and engrossed into this, I'm so sorry. So coming back to this, there is no mental explanation. If you ask me why I opened soul therapy, I have no mental explanation, no explanation to it. My intuition said to do it. I woke up, I pick up my phone, I thought to go with my intuition. I never thought what would be the consequences. I never thought how I'm going to do it. I never thought what's going to happen and who is going to take care of all this. I just went with my intuition, and today also I'm working the same way. And I will keep on working in my company through my intuition, slowly walking towards my path. Now, intuition is a quantum phenomenon. This is the fifth characteristic, which I'm telling you. Quantum means intuition always works in small steps, as I said. If you have an action plan, that's not intuition. That's your thoughts. So just make it very clear. It's your thoughts, it's not your intuition. Your heart, your intuition, your soul will only give you pieces of information in a lifetime, at every step of your life. So if it's an intuition, you have to wait for your next sign. Intuition you will not get in one day or one. Suppose, I'll give you an example. Wait. Suppose we are driving somewhere. It's a simple example. Sorry, it's a quantum phenomenon example. We are driving somewhere. Okay, we on our GPS. We have a destination address. We put into the GPS destination address, and we start moving the car to as per the GPS. We start moving the car and we reach our destination. This is living with the mind self, ego self. Now, I get into the car. There is no GPS. I know there is some destination. I know the destination. I have a bit of an idea about my destination, but I'm not clear also about that. I have no GPS, and I asked my friend to drive the car. Okay, my friend is sitting next in the car. He's driving the car. I tell him, okay, see, don't on the GPS. I will work on my intuition. Okay, I have a bit of an idea where we need to go. Okay, then I only will tell you once we. Okay, my intuition says left. I'll take left. I'll take right. One step at a time. With my intuition. Right now, don't ask. Don't think I'm crazy. I know it sounds crazy that how can you go to a place where you don't know what is the destination, that there is no GPS, there is no signs. How can you run your life on intuition? So answer to your question is, you can run your life on intuition. Trust where your intuition takes you. And it's always the place which is far way beyond your imagination. Beautiful. Trust your intuition. Like you might have heard, those who are strong God believers, it's for them. Okay, I am not offended to those who are not. I always respect everyone's thoughts and feelings. But for those who are strong God believers, you might have seen people saying, Trust your God. Surrender everything to God. Let them take their own sweet time to give things to you or things you are manifesting in your life. Same way, trust your intuition, trust your heart, trust your soul. It's going to take you to a place beyond your imagination. It's a very different way of living. I know people might be sorry for using the wrong word. You might be thinking, what the hell she's saying? It's a stupid way of living. How can you live without thinking? How can you live without planning? How can you live without a destination and an address or something, or you're just working on intuition? How this happens into a 3D or physical world? It happens as far as you trust your intuition, and this will happen slowly. It will slowly. This is a very slow process. Your soul, you took a birth on this planet with a soul, and your soul is guiding you everything at every step. It's your soul who knows your soul map, your master plan, your destination, where you need to go. And anyways, you are following your soul. Anyways, you are going to reach that destination which is destined to be a part of your life. But it's up to you. You want to run through a mind or you want to run through a soul. If you want to run through your mind, you will obviously go through a zigzag way, which is more tough. And if you run through your soul, it's easier for you to follow the intuitive path and you will reach your destination which you are supposed to reach. So, it's a soul plan that you don't know in detail. As I told you, I have no clue about why I opened Soul Therapy. I just opened it because I wanted to open a company. I wanted to register a company on my name and I wanted to help people out. That's the only thing I knew. How I'm going to do it, when I'm going to do it, where I'm going to do it, I have no clue about it. And I have no answers. And I'm still waiting on a daily basis. Whatever inputs I get, I just start using it in my existing physical 3D experiences. Right? And eventually intuition will start showing you the path. So when you surrender your life to your soul, when you surrender your life to your heart, you will notice that each steps you take in your life will take you to somewhere beautiful. Like, you might have heard some people saying, I got a life which is beyond my wildest dreams. I never imagined that. I never thought that I would be here. I never thought that I would be so successful. I never thought that I would reach to this destination. You never thought because your thought process you followed. You never followed your soul or heart. If you would have followed your soul, your heart, it would have been much easier journey for you. Right? So always remember, I'm not telling you to do this overnight. I'm not forcing anyone to follow this. It's just what I have been guided to do. I'm following and I'm just giving a guidance. If possible, please do that in your life. Slowly incorporate this in your life. Try to listen to your intuition. It always guides you right. So that you can be free. You can free yourself from life traumas, dramas, troubles, tensions, issues. Because when you follow your heart and soul, you're always in peace. Even wherever destination takes you, because you don't know the destination, so you are always, it's just like surrendering it to God, surrendering it to your soul, surrendering it to your heart, and let them take you, let them take the lead. Why to trouble your mind on this? Now, how to use your intuition in your daily life? It's a very hard part to learn. Simply, even I'm still learning up. So there are 5 simple steps that I'll tell you how to use intuition into your daily life. First of all, understand the intuition. Now, at this point of time, I think we are here at this part of the video where I have given enough example how to understand intuition. What is intuition? It's a heart phenomenon and something which clicks in fast. It's just a ping and it's non-emotional based. So emotions are not involved. If emotions are involved right from the starting, it's not intuition. So this is the first way to understand this. To understand intuition is the first way to apply intuition into your daily life. Quiet your mind. I have discussed this point earlier also in my spiritual awakening video. You should slowly learn how to listen to your intuition, consciously connect to your intuition, consciously stop getting into your thoughts. This is a conscious effort and it takes a lot of time to get into that stage. It's not an overnight process. If you really want to work on yourself, if you really want to do this, then these are the steps for those who are really interested. And I'm sure if you are listening to this video until here, so I think you are interested. So if you are interested, slowly learn to quiet your mind. I have given in my past video, spiritual awakening video, how to quiet your mind. Some steps, some ways how to do it. Follow that. I will not repeat that because it will take a lot of time and my video will be longer. So consciously connect with your intuition. Now, I'll give you one example how to use your intuition, which I usually use. So ask a question and wait for an answer. Don't attach yourself to any emotion or outcome. Quiet your mind. Suppose a general question. Will I get this job offer or not? Don't attach any consequences to it. Sorry, consequences nahi, it's outcomes. So don't attach any outcomes to it. Yeah, I will not get this job offer, then I will be jobless and I don't have any other job in hand. Don't think all this. Clear your thoughts. Try to detach from your mind. Ask a question without emotion, without outcome, without thinking anything, and wait for the answer. Sometimes it's also possible that you don't get a strong intuition. Like when you ask a question and you sit in a meditative or a calm state for 10 minutes and you try to feel your heartbeat, try to feel your heart and trying to find answers about any question like a job question of yours, you are not getting the answer. So don't get panic. I don't know how to do meditation. I don't have any intuition. I don't know what she was talking about, how to get the intuition. I don't understand what all concept this is. No, it's not like that. Everybody has the intuition. Everybody has the heart. Everybody has the soul to work on it. It's just that sometimes your intuition is not so strong. You don't know how to use your intuition. So slowly, sometimes in the starting when you ask a question and wait for the answer, it will take days or weeks or months to get that answer. You know, job offer is a separate concept. Any other concept, any other question you have, you can ask and you have to wait for it. Sometimes suddenly you might be sitting in a room or sitting driving a car or in a party. Suddenly you'll get a download. This is the answer. This is the answer to my question. That's intuition. So sometimes you don't get unless you are a very highly intuitive person and you have worked on yourself and you are spiritually awakened and you know how to use your intuition correctly, then you will get the answer suddenly or instantly. But otherwise it will take some time for you. And you will get it a ping anywhere, wherever you are, party, school, college, anywhere, and you will come to know this is the answer to my question. That's your intuition. Give yourself some time before you take an action. I always say that. If you're not sure it's your intuition or it's your thought, always breathe deeply, take a calm place, sit quietly, try to listen to your heart, slowly, certainly move towards an action. Take a calm approach, no rush. This is also one way to approach towards intuitive based life. Always before taking any action, try to take a calm approach. That will help you, especially that will help people who are very aggressive, very impulsive, people who don't know like how to react in certain situations. Some people are very scared of emotions. They don't know how to react to emotions. If they get love, they get scared and they run away. They are so aggressive. If anybody says anything which is in their favor, which is to help them, they run away. They say, okay, she's telling me I'm egoistic. Who is she? Who is she to tell me about this? I'm egoistic. I'm not egoistic. So I suddenly you become aggressive and you leave the place. I'm just giving examples. So this is very helpful for those also who are very aggressive, very impulsive. They don't know how to handle the emotions correctly. They are emotional. Subconscious is emotional, but they don't want to accept it. Simply because they have a very masculine kind of this thing. I'm not specifically talking about masculine, but I'm just giving an example. This can happen to anyone. So if you are impulsive, if you are aggressive, if you're scared of emotions, scared of accepting your feelings, you carry on a mask always and you don't want to accept that you have a mask. You always try to tell other people that you are very happy, but in subconscious you are not happy. You know inside yourself you are not happy, but you're trying to portray that you are very happy. You are trying to hide yourself behind the mask. This is a very common characteristic which I'm telling, which you find with maximum people in the physical or 3D world, right? So this thing will help you. Your intuition will help you how to come out of this. So always before taking any action, take a calm approach, slowly, certainly feel, think, what is going to happen. Thoughts hai, intuition hai, whatever it is. Sorry for my Hindi. So it's thoughts or it's intuition, you will come to know, and take a calm action towards it. No rush. And last but not the least, connect to your heartbeat. Try to be more connected to your heartbeat. Put hands on your heart. Check if it's slow or fast. Slowly you will start understanding what is your heartbeat. Right? So how your heartbeat speaks to you, how you can work on your intuition. So this is a very I don't know how far I'm able to explain this concept of intuition versus thought, but this is a very conscious process. This is a very hard process. This is a very tough process. But if those who really want to work on themselves, those who really feel that they want to live by their heart, they want to be intuitive, they want to understand more on intuition versus thoughts, and they are tired of overthinking, tired of thinking from their mind, tired of this lifestyle, they want to live a different life, they want to have different results, they want to end cycles in their life. As I told you, there are a lot of people in this 3D and physical world who are wearing masks because of their public image, because of their social status. They are not ready to accept that they have a lot of traumas, lot of hidden truths that they have kept inside, and they're masking themselves behind it. So how you are going to help yourself? Either you decide that you have come to this earth or planet, and the way you have come, you have taken all these baggages in your life, and you will die one day. Everybody has to die one day. Everybody, and then you will carry all this baggage to your next life. Then again, next life again, your soul will bring more baggages to your life. You will clear your karma. There are a lot of hustle bustle in your life. So why to create hustle bustle in every lifetime? Why not to clear in one lifetime everything what you have gone, right? So spirituality, spiritual guidance, spiritual awakening is all about clearing your karma. It's about clearing the baggages that you have, throwing off that mask and coming into your reality, following your intuition, following your heart, following your soul, not accepting what you are feeling, not accepting what your soul is saying and crying for. It's not going to give any happiness to you. You may be smiling in front of hundreds of people, but at the end of the day, when you are alone, you will feel completely disheartened, completely broken into pieces. This I'm not talking about specifically about someone. I'm just giving random examples. This is what happens when you work with minds, because minds are tricky. Minds play games. Don't get into games. Don't play games. Do whatever your heart says. I always say that. Follow your soul, follow your heart, follow your intuition. I always say that, and today I took this topic of intuition because I think most of us don't know how to follow the intuition. What is intuition? How to differentiate between thoughts and intuition. So this is a very beautiful topic to pick up, and it's a beautiful way to work on your intuition. So please do that. I know it's time taking. I know from our busy schedules, but I believe we are meant to take some time for ourselves from our busy schedules and be whatever obstacles are there. Don't think that this girl is like her life is perfect and she makes videos and she's free to do all this. No, I have hundreds of things to do in my life. I have hundreds of things to handle in my life, but still I take out some time for myself and for those who need my help. Because again, I'm not saying this that I'm very good at some things, but yes, I have learned in this spiritual awakening that if you are good at your communication, please use that communication to help others. And I'm using whatever I have to use it for my growth and for others' growth. So please work on your intuition, listen to your heart, keep smiling, spread love and light in this world. And yes, I have started my company. My company is registered now. Officially, I am an entrepreneur of soul therapy. I have my Insta page, soul_therapy by Pesh. Please follow me on my Instagram page. Please follow me on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want maximum people to watch my videos and to get something out of it. And that's the only purpose. And I wish that whatever my soul path, whatever my guidance is, I'm trying to follow it on a daily basis. And please subscribe to my channel. Please like and follow my Instagram page. And soon I'll be launching my website. It's under process. So I'll be having a soul therapy website. I'm still not sure how I'm going to work out on that, and I'm still in process of planning. Again, based on my intuition, I'm doing all this. So let's see where it takes, and I'm sure it will be it will take me to a beautiful dream come true. So I'm very happy about it, and I'm very emotionally attached to it. So this is my dream project, and I wish I could help millions of people out here in this lifetime. Okay, so take care, goodbye, enjoy your weekend, and hope that now you will start listening to your intuition more and start working on yourself. Take care, bye bye.